One of my favorite parts about working on this game was designing the UI sounds for the menu within the game. This is because most of the work I had done was recorded and sampled, but for the menu sounds I really felt like I could build them from the ground up. For the menu sounds, I used Expert Serum to synthesize them and Ableton to arrange and bounce them. And by arrange and bounce, I mean for some of the sounds I actually inputted MIDI for different tonal values in order to give them the sort of melodic feel that you would get out of something rewarding or something more dissonant and, exity. Like for the menu accept changes and discard changes specifically, I know that I used an octave in C major in order to portray a sense of you're moving forward with the changes that you've made, and the game is reciprocating that. And then for the discard changes, I used a sort of atonal and dissonant sound with notes that didn't match up in any key in order to signify that you're not going through with it and to move on. A lot of the sounds I made were really simple, but I felt like they had an interesting sort of flair, and that I also thought it was pretty fun to experiment with a bunch of analog style wavetables that you would find in any classic synthesizer and see what I could come up with digitally rather than having to input them into a synth keyboard or a modular system or anything like that I don't really have access to. And I felt like I did a pretty good job with what I had. For the most part, I just experimented with different warp modes within the wavetables. And if you're familiar with Serum in particular, that the warp modes are a really great way to change the actual properties of the wavetable. So for that, I just stuck with different sync modes, and I also got the chance to experiment with different effects types within Serum, like the delays, the reverbs, also the unison, and the dimension expanders, just to give them more quote-unquote stereo imaging. Even though they're mono sounds, it still gives them a bit of depth. And I actually got to delve a little bit into the different filter types and modulating those with LFOs with various different attack, decay, and release settings. So here's a little bit of the menu sounds played in context.